Everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, just got back in the house. I have some Lay's potato chips, honey barbecue. hmm Today's cheap ass beer is St. Ives. I don't know if anybody remembers, like maybe in the late '90s when Ice Cube used to actually endorse that beer, and I got some comics. So, without further ado, all right. Um, What is this? Oh, previews. We'll look at previews later. So I got USA Avengers #1, L. Ewing, and the art is by uh, Paco Medina. I thought I'd give this comic book a chance. You know what's going on right now? Marvel's doing that exact same variant stunt that DC did a couple of months ago, where it was there's 50 variants representing each state in the United States. So, all right. Cyborg #8. I think I mentioned in the last video that I did last time I picked up Cyborg. I'm probably going to finish this arc and then drop the comic. I like the character. I like some of the elements of the stories, but it's just so bland, you know. Deathstroke #9. Let's see here. It's written by Christopher Priest, and the art is by Gary Ward, and the coloring is by Jeremy Cox. So I think I mentioned before, this is one of my favorite comics coming out right now, at least from DC anyway. Just really solid writing. So yeah. Captain Sam Wilson, Captain America #17, written by Nick Spencer. The art is by Paul Renaud in this one. It looks like this one's going to focus on the new Falcon and this character down here. This is an old '90s character called Rage from the old New Warriors comic. I don't think I've read any of the '90s version of that team, but okay. Champions #4, Mark Wade and Humberto Ramos. Um, what is this cover? This looks like it's kind of a cover of. It's like here's a picture and then here's a hand like ripping the picture. I kind of remember there was an old issue, a John Byrne issue of the Fantastic Four that used this same motif. So, but I actually kind of enjoy this comic. Like I said, it's lighthearted, it's fun. I kind of like the sort of corny, let's go out and do good things and help people kind of vibe to the comic. So I think some people think that's not serious enough for, um, for a super team or whatever. But I like it. I enjoy it. So. All right, Hawkeye by Kelly Thompson and Leonardo Romero. This is the female Hawkeye having kind of private eye adventures in LA. I enjoyed the first issue. I really like the art style. I like the layouts and everything. I like the storytelling approach, and I just thought it was fun. I thought it was solid writing, really great art. I'll say it again. I think this type of art is actually a lot harder to do than a lot of people think it is. But yeah, I think it's so far solid outing so far. Scarlet Witch #14. This is by Joe Robinson. The art in this issue is by Sean Crystal. I think we're kind of winding down. We're getting into the a little bit deeper into the past of Wanda the Scarlet Witch. Now she's trying to find her mother and find out, who she was and what she was about and all this sort of thing. I think this comic is kind of winding down to the end. There's probably only a couple more issues to go. So I think when it goes down, I'm not sure if it's really a great selling comic book, but I think it'll probably be remembered as an interesting experiment where you had this ongoing story with a different artist each issue with little self-contained stories that kind of connected to a greater whole. Like I said, I don't think it was great or anything, but it was an interesting thing. So Alters number 3 by Paul Jenkins and Leila Liaz. A really interesting story here. Kind of working some of those kind of misfit superheroes as metaphors for um, as disenfranchised people or people on the fringes of society. And at the same time, the main character is literally a trans person. So the comic book's not super great, but it is okay. So yeah. All right. All right. Some manly comics here. Got Jason Aaron and Oliver Copiel, and also on the art is Kim Jacinto. All right. Okay, yeah, basically, yeah, the return of Man Thor and his goat and Beta Ray Bill, and I guess uh, the collector is trying to. Well, the hammer from the Ultimate Universe has made its way into the 616 universe, and the collector is trying to get a hold of it, and he's decimated Asgard and yakety schmackety. I think Thanos may or may not have something to do with it. There's a guy in a hood here. I'm not sure if that's the new Nick Fury Watcher or not. I guess maybe. I was a little bit confused last time, so I have to reread last issue before I get into this issue. But I've been enjoying it. I think it's really fun. I really like the art, and yeah, so okay. Uh, I got this because I saw a Ghost Critic talking about it. It's Richard Corbin's Shadows on the Grave. Um, the art in the inside is black and white, but I still think it's awesome. So yeah, just that's it. Richard Corbin, weird horror stuff. Um, it looks like it's this weird kind of gray toned. Uh, I don't know if that's his old airbrush style or not, or if he's doing something with computers or not. But it looks like the sort of thing he would have done like back in the '70s and early '80s and stuff. So I should say '70s is what I should say. But yeah, it's yeah. And I also got Apollo in Midnight on Apollo number 4 by Joe Orlando, and art is by Fernando Blanco. And yeah, I think I got to reread it again. I think the artist is going to be working on a new Nick Fury comic. The Nick Fury comic is going to be starring Nick Fury Jr. And I saw some of the preview art, and it looked pretty interesting. The only thing that kind of bothered me, didn't bother me, but it was like he's obviously going for that old Jim Steranko thing, and that's good. That I'm very interested in that, but at the same time, it's like you've got this vehicle to do like espionage stories and things like that, and with so much that's going on in today's real world with terrorism and cyber warfare and black money and ISIS and all rogue nations and stuff like that. It's like all the things you could be doing. It's let's recreate this comic book from 50 years ago. So I don't know. On the other hand, you could do a lot worse than recreate, Jim Steranko. So anyway, that's it. I got to thank everybody for watching and listening. You all have a good day. Thanks.